Good evening, everybody. It is your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the peninsula in Virginia. Back with another Create and Relate. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, before we go any further, I don't want to run anybody away. So I want to thank all of my subscribers. You guys are getting it done for me, and I really do appreciate it. I do ask that when you come in, please remember to hit those thumbs. It's free. Feel free at any time to leave comments. I do read all comments, and I do answer all comments, which we will talk about in a little bit in this video. So, also, please be sure to share my videos, and to help with the viewing hours, if at night before you go to bed you plug in a playlist of mine, mute your TV, throw a towel across it so the light doesn't bother you, and just let them play through, it would really help just to get the hours up. Okay, and I think I said, oh yeah, when you subscribe, absolutely, there's this little bell that pops up when you see the one with the dimples. Make sure you hit that one so you'll always know when I'm dropping fresh new content. Okay, so let's get into it. First of all, this is number 3 of the Luck of the Draw update. I know you see me crocheting, and no, I'm not working on Luck of the Draw. I'm not. So I already showed you the amigurumi. I said it right. I already showed you the amigurumi snake that I started. It's sitting over in the bag waiting for more attention. I showed you the infinity cowl. I'm getting it done. And there are 2 more that I got caught up. Let me finish this row out. I only got 3 stitches, y'all. And that is... I'm working with 2 yarns in the same project, so I have to make sure I don't get them twisted. And put my first stitch in to lock that in place. And just as I promised. Okay, so Luck of the Draw item number 3 is another turtleneck cowl. Of course, you can see that my main color is red, and this is going to be so cute because the main color is red. And if I turn it this way, because there's been some used in the white, and these are the other colors. So basically it's going to be red, white, and blue. And it is a turtleneck cowl. So that is project number 3. And then there is project number 4 that I just had because I was showing it to my grandbabies. Oh, right here in front of me. So this beauty right here, this is the one that I told you had the glitter yarn. I called it all glitter yarn, and I put it back up because we'll get into that. But can you see the sparklies in the silver? So it's, I think it's called sparkle silver, and then sparkle purple, sparkle pink, and sparkle blue. But of course the background color for this is red, and that's because I've got tons of red. I had like 7 balls of the Value Pound Plus because I was going to make an outfit that covered me and my scooter when I rode, and I was like, that might be a bit too much. because then I would have to worry about getting into it, getting out of it. So I went a little different route. So those are 4 of the 6 items. I have not done the egg yet. I just have not pulled the yarn, and I have not started on the granny square yet. I plan to do that. If not tonight before I go to bed, then I'm going to be doing it tomorrow, which is Thursday, because there's snow all over the place here. It was been predicted that we're going to get like a foot of snow. As soon as they said the word snow, everything already started locking down. And I declare, this is the only neighborhood I've ever been in the state of Virginia where they start really, really preparing for the snow. Our maintenance man puts salt down as soon as they say freezing weather. They look out for us. They go up on the rent every year, but they look out for us. So, this is where I am. Granted, I only added like 1 more round. Y'all, I've been busy. I've been busy. I have felt better today than I've felt probably in the past 2 months. And I've still got a long way to go. I've not let anybody know how sick I was. My daughter's the only one who knows. But I have been very, very, very sick. I have braved it and shown. And I think what happened yesterday probably put me on the path to better health, because I busted out and started. I got so bad. I busted out and started sweating, and I declare I started feeling better. So, while I've got this on, I can show you this. And all you have to do is look at the colors to see how much I've done. When I talked to you yesterday, I was on the second row here, the second round in this 4-round repeat. Well, I finished all the way down to here. Now I'm going back to this color. And right now it comes down to about here. It's like a 3/4 sleeve length. So, and I'm running out of yarn. I am running out of this deep grassy green, and I'm kind of dubious about using my watermelon, because this is actually teal from Mainstay, I believe. It's either Mainstay or Big Twist. I don't remember. But I don't know. I might use my, not watermelon, I might use my teal, my Big Twist 1 pound teal to do one more. Oh, so essentially it'll be 3 more 4-round repeats. Okay, so you see that I'm working on. I have added to the original snake that I was working on, so it's a little longer. I think it was about here when you saw it last. So this has been added, and I'm working with the smallest hook for me. I am working with an F for this, so when my fingers start cramping up, it's time for me to put it down. And I'm still working on the knitted scarves. So I've been keeping busy. What I am working on right now, 2 beautiful ladies. One at bingo that Ivy B and Jen Reeves had earlier this month, and I've been waiting for those ladies to email me with the colors that they wanted. I had turtleneck cowls made already, and when they asked me were the colors already set or if they could choose colors, the God in me touched my heart and said let them choose colors. So I finally heard today about, I opened the email about 2 hours ago. Kind of scared to open emails now, but we're going to get into that later. But I did, and realized that one of the ladies wrote me, and she told me her favorite color was purple. So I immediately got up and grabbed my purple yarn and started on her cowl. So we are about 3/4 of the way done, and it'll be finished tonight. I have already made out her mailing tag. Of course, I write everything out. And when the snow clears, then I will be making my way over to the post office to make sure I get this off to her. And I'm just waiting to hear from the other young lady. I really want to be able to give her the color she wants. If I don't hear anything by her, her information has already been given to me by Ivy. Thank you, Ivy. So when I send this one off, I will make sure I get something really pretty to send to the other young lady as well, so that both of them will be going out together. And I also have something that I need to send Miss C, who I call Mama C. So I'm going to be sending all of that out together as a new month comes in at the end of next week. And that's when disability decides that it wants to send me my allowance for the month. You all forgive me. I don't have a fever, and I can't really say I'm hot, but I am heated. So those of you who don't like ranting, I guess we can kind of part ways now, or you can stick your fingers in your ears, because I got some more after that. But I have to get this off my chest, and it might take a few minutes. So yesterday I opened an email from a Stephen, and if I'm not mistaken, I've encountered this Stephen before in a live. He became very inappropriate in the live, and I dropped and blocked him. Okay? So when I opened this, at the time, it really didn't even hit me who it was. It was an email to my business account, so I opened it. And they made reference to an older video in which I was very vulnerable. And he said, quote, "I realize you went through a lot in your past, but you need to grow up and get over it," unquote. Y'all see how I busted out sweating again? I just wanted that to sit and resonate for a moment. Okay. I'm going to give you a scenario, and then I'm going to explain. Imagine you're 10 years old and you see a car that just, it's stunning, it's shocking. You can just see yourself grown, and in that car, that is your car. Every time you see this car, it's like, man, I gotta have it. Male, female, doesn't matter. So when you're 16, you get a job, lasts you all the way through college. I mean, you got a scholarship to go to school and everything, but you still need some extra bread in your pocket. So this job, and it's a good paying job, and you're banking most of your money. You live a real frugal life because your mindset is on this car. So come graduation, you find this car and you're able to pay for it flat out cash. Clean title, the whole 9 yards. You got your car. But there's so much that you want to do to it to personalize it. Okay? So you take that car and you get the rims that you want. You get the tires that you want. You get the paint, the one-of-a-kind paint job that you want. I mean, everything just screams uniqueness and one-of-a-kind about this car. By the time you finish with it, it just becomes your everything. You have literally made this car almost an original. Cool. So you got the car for 4 years, and couple of people that you know were riding by and they're waving, lose control of their car, and they hit the passenger side of your car. They don't total it, but they ding it pretty bad. Not like you can take a plunger and pull out the ding. It's got to go in the shop because it caused some mechanical damage as well. But it's not total. The insurance company says it's not total. So your car sits in the shop for a year and a half. Why so long, you ask? Because since the pandemic in 2020, parts are on back order. And the fact that your car is a classic or antique or much older, they don't have the parts in that year. They can't find them. So they come up with something close. Your one-of-a-kind paint job is no more. Now granted, they do a very good job making everything about this car look really good. That's, of course, they don't replace your sound system. You got to get another one. But everything that they do, it almost looks like it's a brand new car. And in some ways, it is. But it's not what you had. It's not what you dreamed. It's not what you built. And you not only have to deal with this car not being yours, but because of the accident, you're having nightmares. When you ride down the street, instead of driving beside someone, you either slow down or speed up so that nobody's beside you, because it's left a lasting impression. Now, we're going to leave that right there. And I'm about to get real raw and gritty with you all, okay? So, I was raised by my grandparents in Wilson, North Carolina, because my mother wanted to build a proper life for herself and me. Granted, wonderful. So when I was almost 4 years old, I turned 4 at the end of 1967. Keep the year in mind. Turned 4 at the end of 1967. So in August of 67, she brings me to Virginia. In September, we moved from a side-by-side duplex into a downstairs-upstairs duplex. We live on the first floor. Beautiful. We moved from a one-bedroom to a two-bedroom. Mom's room is right beside mine. And my room was pink. My room was hot pink. Okay? I say I'm not a girly girl and I was a tomboy, but inside I've always been a girly girl. Okay? But anyway, in October of 1967 was the first time this man came into my room, grown man in his 30s, put one hand on my thigh, the other hand over my mouth, and said to me, "If you tell anyone, I'll off your mother and make you watch." Now imagine you're 3 years old and this live boogeyman says this to you. He already looks scary. Of all the friends they call themselves the Rat Pack that he hung around with, he's the only one that you were afraid of upon meeting them just 2 months ago. And now he's doing these things to you for 7 years. 7 years. He has taken your identity. He has taken things from you that can never be replaced. He has messed with your psyche. He has done everything. He was that car that ran into the side of me, the car that you built, that you turned into everything, that you put out here as an individual piece, a one of a kind. Okay? So as the years go along, there were the 8 people who were determined that no doesn't mean no. 8 times that's happened to me. And there were 6 substantial relationships of which I was a piece of gym equipment that they warmed up on. Never been weak. Always fought back. And obviously I am strong because I'm still here. Haven't even told you about the bullying and the taunting the day that the whole school, I went to Mount Hermon School, where all grades were at the same school. This was before integration. I'm sorry, this was during segregation, but before integration. So first and second grade, I went to Mount Hermon. And the guy that was my biggest bully somehow turned the whole school against me because my mother was a teacher. And I got chased and beat up because I was a teacher's daughter. I also got knocked unconscious into a coma from the brick of a church that was being built by that bully of mine. But I am still here. So for you to tell me to grow up and get over it, gonna put it to you as nice as I can right now. I understand that everybody has an asshole, but everybody doesn't have to be one. But always remember that all assholes get wiped. That's not a threat, baby. I'm just saying, this is my way of wiping you. This is my way of letting you know, Stephen, that if you were looking for an easy target to get at, I am not your target. And if anybody in my crochet community tells me that you're coming after them and I find out that it's you, there are ways to report you. You don't scare me. You don't intimidate me. I allowed you to anger me, but I trust and believe, dear baby, this is the only time. And I love you. Because God didn't make mistakes when he made people. Maybe he put you here and in my life at this moment for me to get this off my chest. Every time I talk about what has happened to me, it is a form of therapy. It's me reminding myself and God reminding me, you made it through. There have been many times in my life from birth on up, as recently as 2021, the doctors have said, we don't expect you to make it. I'm still here. I'm still here. So if you think you're going to poof me and me be gone, no, baby. No, it will not happen. So, you go about your life and try to be happy. I really want that for you because it really sounds like you're miserable. But you can't bring that. And I know misery loves company. I understand that. But I pick and choose the company I choose to deal with. And misery just isn't part of that. Not your type of misery. Okay? So you go along. And like I said, know that I love you. And God loves you too. But I can love you from a distance. I will love you from a distance. Do not ever bother me again or anybody in my crochet community, whether I know them or not. If anybody comes to me and tells me that they got a message for, and I've written everything down, trust me, you can be found and you can be arrested. So you go about and have a wonderful day. Now, back to the art of crochet. Y'all, I had to get that off my chest. I had to. Last night I made a video. And please forgive me for the terminology that I use. And I'm asking my crochet community to forgive me. There were a lot more of those words. And I did not want to bog you all down with that. So I have to jot some things down because I like to give credit where credit is due, and I want to make sure I put it all in here. Okay, so today has been weirdly beautiful, and actually it started last night with that email, and when I erased it early this morning, and I was like, no, I'm not even going to put this out there. What made me change my mind and re-record and put it out here was the fact that the first channel I watched this morning was Jennifer Rivera from Cinnamon Stitches. she did like an interview where her husband was the host, and they answered questions that her subscribers had been asking her over the course of time. And I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I mean, the questions she asked were like the good, the bad, and the ugly. She answered it all. And I was like, wow, she really put it out there. And not to say that she doesn't, because one of the reasons I was drawn to her is because she is so transparent. I love her energy, whether it's up or down. When she's having down energy, I wish I could just sit beside her and give her pep talks. You know, I wish I could just remind her, or, you know, constantly, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. The fears that you had before you started a page, you know, not only did getting here eradicate those feelings, and if they didn't, they should have, because you're absolutely gorgeous. You are. Your spirit is gorgeous. You are gorgeous. You have a lot to offer. I have learned so much from you, and I have been crocheting for over 56 years. So that, yeah, you are phenomenal. Also, I recently ran across an actress page, and her name is Celeste Jonay. And she's been going through here lately, and I understand. But in her going through, her message is truth, transparency, and triumph. She says, "This is my truth." I forget exactly how she puts it. This is my truth. And through the transparency, there will be triumph. I may be paraphrasing it. I'm sorry. You can check her out. I will put that information in the description box. That's why I make notes, so I'll know everybody to shout out. Cinnamon Stitches. Celeste Jonay. But the video that I watched today was like really bringing it, and I was like, it was more than transparency. It was like the buck stops here, you know. And I was like, whoa, girl, you better get it. But I felt good because I felt like, if you don't know me, I am, and have been ever since I can remember, a fixer. I have always been in a position that I wanted to fix people, whether they wanted to be fixed or not. I'm learning as I get older and wiser that not everybody wants to or even can be fixed. Every now and then I run into assholes, and I have to learn to distance myself from them. But my philosophy is, if I have already distanced myself from you and you keep coming for me, then whatever you get at that point, not only did you ask for, you deserve. You know, I've already nixed you twice, and then you come back again. You asked for that. So, as I went along in my video journey today, I ran across John B. Allen's interview. Few of you may know John B. Allen, but I'm sure many more of you know, if you're true crime fanatics like me and love a good story. I'm sure you know Mr. Ballin. And it was amazing. You know, he went to tell how he became Mr. Ballin. He was giving some sort of speech, and he wrote down his name, John B. Allen, and when they read it, they read Nich's first name. They were going with the B. Allen, but to them they didn't see the period or something, so they called him Mr. Ballin, and it stuck, so that's how he got the name. But his transparency was when he separated from the military. Now, he was a Navy SEAL. Okay, I can say this because it's out there. You can check the video out. But he was having trouble re-entering civilianship. I might be saying all of this wrong, but you understand what I'm saying. He was having trouble becoming a civilian again after he separated from the military. And, he goes on to say, how patient his wife, how important it is to have a strong support system, how patient his wife was, how therapy played a big part in his life. And he found one of the things that really helped him was that he was a good storyteller. And, when he got nudged into it and remembered the things that he used to do, he started telling stories of when he was in the military, and they all went over well, and he found that it was therapeutic for him. And I was like, wow. And it's like all these videos from people who I had started changing who I was, what I was doing, how I was putting things out, because I had heard so many people say, and even here recently, that they don't watch certain channels because they get sick of hearing about pity parties. They get sick of hearing about the downs. But what you don't understand and don't realize, that's fine. That's fine. And I can appreciate the fact that you all don't call people out. But knowing that you're one of those people who not only wants to share your gift of crochet, now learning, not only sharing your gift, but out here with a desire to learn, and you want to take people along with you. You want to be a part of this world, and you want to bring other people along with you, because not only is it the sharing and the learning, it is therapy for us. It's not meant to bring you down. It's meant to share with you the fact that I've gone through this, I'm going through this, I'm having a moment right now, but I'm talking to you because I'm glad you're here for me. Sometimes they just need you to be there for them. You don't even have to comment or anything on their channel or off their channel. The first time I heard somebody say that, I did the same thing. I hope everybody does. I stopped watching her channel. I mean, she really made a big deal of it, and I was like, wow. Recently, I went to someone's channel that said something like that, and when I popped in on live and spoke to them a few times, and I noticed as they were speaking to people, they were going down the list of people that were coming up in the chat, and the 3 times that I spoke skipped over each time. I was like, wow, really? And it kind of touched, and I'm like, okay. I remember when another content creator threw serious shade at me when I went in on one of his lives, and I learned a lot from him before I even started a YouTube channel, and it was a real personal blow, but he's a good teacher. I have a lot of respect for him as a teacher, as a creator. So I learned from him. And it's my choice to go back and continue to learn from him. Like I say, he's a good teacher. He is a good teacher. But I've also learned that when I go into his channels when he's on the live, to shut up. Don't say hi. I won't even speak to my friends when I'm in there, because I'm sure he remembers my name, and I remember what was said to me that was so hurtful. They say that this is the year of FAFO. I believe it. And if you don't know what that is, it's F around and find out. I believe it. But I'm just saying, guys, this is a community. I know that there's good, bad, and ugly in communities, but the only way that we can be the strong community that we desire to be is to continue to be strong and supportive for each other. I don't know many of you, because I am very much a recluse, but those that I am getting to know personally, you're absolutely great. And everybody comes from a different walk of life. And I think all of you are absolutely amazing in everything that you do. And, just stop throwing shade, guys. We're all trying to do this together. I remember when I first came on board, as a matter of fact, before I first came on board, I was looking at content providers, and I was trying to learn, how do I do this? What do I say? How do I go about this? And I ran across this one channel where this lady was doing a tutorial, and she looked too young to be of my era, but she looked like she came from my era. And just looking at her on this video, I almost had a connection with her. And I started watching her videos, and I went to her tutorials, and I know she doesn't need the watch hours, because she's like, but I would put her videos on at night, and I'd sit there and I'd try to keep up with her. And when I got sleepy, I left the videos on. And then as I started a channel and realized this is how you help people get watch hours, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So then I would find those that were in the same boat that I was in, and I'd go to their channel, and if they had, videos or played it. And thank you to Miss Tina of Creations by The Rose, who told me to make playlists. When I started looking for people to help them build watch hours, I would go to a playlist and click on it and just let it play. Just let it play. That's how I found Crochet. What is it? Crochet with a Cuppa? Kay's Crochet. Yeah. By just flipping through and listening and watching. We have a phenomenal community. Let's continue to be great. Don't hate, be great. Kitty said that. But you guys, I'm not going to bore you any longer. I am going to let you know that once I get caught up on these 4 of them are done. Once I get caught up on the other 2, and I know that the new next week is going to tell whether or not I do a 7th project. And if I do, it is going to be a blanket. I can tell you that, because I have some colorways that are together, which I've already shown you in previous videos, that I really want to put them together and get them out of here. I also have some other projects in mind, and I'm still working on granny squares. So, Auntie Froggy, you still got some granny squares coming. Yes, you do, Ladybug. Okay, guys, so I am going to end on that note. Let you all go about and have a really wonderful night. Know that I love you, and I also want you to love yourself, because self-love is the greatest love of all, and you can't love others the way they deserve to be loved if you don't love yourself the way you deserve to be loved. And you deserve the best. Remember, Kitty told you that. So until we see each other again on these YouTube streets,